Hello, everybody. We are here, and we are a whole lot of women.
Whoa!
Yes,
So adorable.
We're Foxy Cleopatra. So I am Beach Barbie today. Tiffany is
Feeling colorful.
so colorful and beautiful. You're like the divine sparkle light.
Look at, if these were nipple tassels.
I'd be sorry.
I could hook them in there.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. If these were nipple tassels, then we'd be at a whole other party.
Wouldn't we?
Maybe we should have a nipple tassel party.
Look at this shit's locked me out.
Oh, don't you have it automatically?
Yes.
Good.
But
Hi guys, we hope you're all having a fabulous Thursday, which could be on a Tuesday night at 11:11, or it could be a
100%.
Friday. It is here for you when the divine timing is for you to watch this. So I'm going to wait before I start spieling off on what this episode's about.
rock and roll, sister.
Rock and roll. Hello everyone, we've missed you all. It's been a whole week since we've seen you. Welcome to Raw Babes
101.
101.
As I fix my hair.
So Tiffany and I were talking about her earrings, and if you guys are all listening and you're not watching, you might want to head over to YouTube to see her earring tassels, which we could also use as nipple tassels.
I heard niffle.
Niffle. Because you know I like
N-I-P-H.
niffle.
Nipple. Nipple. Nipple.
Oh my goodness. So, we have decided, Miss Tiff, Miss TT, what are we doing this episode on? Girl, spit it.
Well, that's what I asked you, and you said, fear, motherfucker.
I said fear.
Fear.
Face your fears. Lean into the fear. So-
111.
Oh my God, high five.
Wow.
You guys, divine timing, on the right track. Here we are, ready and willing to deliver messages of light and love.
You're really far over on your side.
Hello from the other side. Don't quit my day job. I know. I'm not a singer or songwriter, but I am a speaker.
You have potential.
Possibly. Yeah, we all do. We have limitless potential. If I wanted to be a fucking singer, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to tap into my singing skills.
You're just going to have to find a
coach.
good method that would be good for you.
Oh, just like the right key.
Like a Britney Spears.
No.
Yeah.
Tiff, I love it. You're so animated. Okay. So I think I'm going to just start with saying so. Because I might as well just keep on saying so.
I was doing a live video, and I didn't realize how many times I did so and
Oh.
I did it.
Did you?
I know. I'm like, Tiff, you're better than that.
Damn, you've got bigger words than so and
I just totally. I have so much to say.
So you know what? It's all part of the process.
You know what it is to stop saying that is to just slow down and be comfortable with your own silence without trying. Because like when you do so and so for me is about trying to get you on board with me and what I'm saying. Is about trying to think of what I'm gonna say.
What am I gonna say next?
Yeah.
That makes sense. So if you just paused and we're okay with the silence of you collecting your thoughts without saying a word, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. And it's about releasing that fear of other people and what other people think or what they may be thinking when you're just in your thought process and not talking.
This is a really fun topic for me because I've lived most of my life in fear.
And hey, hallelujah, so fucking have I. But we are here, ripped wide open, to share, be fearless, and help others, and drop fucking seeds and plant seeds in y'all's brains.
Can we just go back to why we have fear, just for like history's sake? Is that part of your thing?
No, go ahead.
Perfect. Fear is from when a dinosaur is coming to eat you.
And
or when
you're running
for your life.
Fight or flight.
That's fear.
That is fear.
And we've incorporated it into our day-to-day lives for some fucking reason. What the hell?
Old programming passed on through generation and generation. It is time to let that shit go. And we're gonna help give you tools today of how to do that.
I can't wait.
And I can't wait either. And also I'm gonna take a little shout out right now. I was just in my...
Just in case. I looked over. I was just missing something.
No. Okay. I was just in my thoughts.
Got it.
So
you didn't say but
good.
you said so.
Did you hear that slapper? That knee slapper?
Not bad.
I'm wearing shorts, so everybody knows. It's so nice to be so hot outside and to be wearing a bathing suit. And
yeah. You and your sexy bikini. Jeez.
Thanks, girl. So, back to fear. What is fear? What is fear? Do you want to know? I want to know. Tiffany, do you want to know?
You're going to tell me anyways, aren't you?
I feel like this, like that little skit was just scripted. And it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was natural.
Totally natural.
Okay. What is fear? I didn't say it.
You didn't. You did great.
It is the word we use to describe our emotional reaction to something that seems dangerous. But the word fear is used in another way, to name something a person often feels afraid of. People fear things or situations that make them feel unsafe or unsure. Truth?
Mm-hmm.
Truth. And then, guess what happens, Tiffany?
Retreat! Retreat!
People then tend to avoid the situations or the things that they fear.
And I'm afraid to say anything because you got so much good stuff here
I'll keep going for a second.
Okay.
Do you want to know why, Tiffany? Oh my gosh.
Why, Kristen?
Do you know that I even wrote that in my note?
You fucking...
I did. Yes, I wrote. Okay. Because they don't want to feel that feeling or relive that memory they attach the emotion to. So they resist taking the leap of faith. But by taking that unknown path or leap into the fear, that's where the magic lies. Back it up for a second. So, when people tend to avoid situations, how many fucking times do we avoid situations? How about just a simple one, as you see a friend at a supermarket, and you avoid it because it's like an uncomfortable situation that you're like, well, what am I going to say? And then you're kind of like stuck there. And instead of feeling that feeling, and just going, hey, how are you doing?
You know,
tell me.
Okay, like for years, every time I'd be at the supermarket or out and about, and I'd see people that I knew, I always say hi, always.
Which I do know this about your trait, 100%.
Yes, I always say hi. And one day, I don't know if it was that I got on my head, I don't know if that's the right term, but it dawned on me that no one ever comes to say hi to me. Mm-hmm. But I know people that I know are out there, like at the store and I know it's not me. Like,
no,
I could never take responsibility for that, for like someone dodging.
No, good.
For any reason. But I then noticed how many people do avoid. And hey, sometimes if after I've had that thought, I'm like, you know what, maybe I should reflect on that a little bit. Maybe there is a day that if I am not feeling all that social, do I have to say hi?
Yeah. And you
don't. I don't.
No.
And I won't. No. I just won't do it. So because I'm like,
because you don't have any obligation that's making you do it.
No, and if I'm feeling shitty or just in the zone or, I'm not, sometimes I just want to get it done and go.
Totally.
And so maybe that's what's going on.
For them.
Maybe.
Right? Could be. But I do know that a lot of the times the people are kind of like, meh, like there's a type of feeling because they're like, well, what am I going to say to them?
I think that is
and it's
too.
An avoidance tactic.
Yeah.
So, kind of a big thing here is our job is to detach from fear. And it's like, how do you do that? And basically fear, it's a belief system and it's based on fear from the past. We recognize and recreate this fear from the present and we project it onto the future. Therefore, our work is to detach from that fear. The number one best way to detach from fear is, drumroll please, how to release fear with laughter. Okay. I'm going to keep going.
I've seen that in movies.
Yeah. Just listen to this. Ooh,
I'll go close.
Yeah, good idea. The lawnmower just went, and we have neighbors, and I have to, like, share this little story. I kid you not. Right when we're about to sit down by the pool on a Sunday and have a family dinner, guess who whips out their fucking lawnmower? And it's like the loudest lawnmower, the most craziest gas that's coming over right into the pool area. And we're just like, oh, it must be Sunday family time. Well, I'm happy they're doing it on a Thursday night instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Back to detaching. So guys, listen up. This is a flippin' awesome method. Oh, Gabby Bernstein. I got a lot of this information, as well as my own personal information. Tiffany's information is all going to be thrown into this so that you guys can utilize these tools when you're in the moments of fear, because it happens to all of us. And it's mostly about fear within our thoughts. It's like that little brain that comes in. It's like, oh, I want to start a new project. And it's like, no, you don't. You can't do that. It's not going to work. It's going to fail. So you need to laugh at the ego's tiny, mad ideas. The ego is that fear-based voice that shows up, that keeps us small and keeps us stuck. I remember too many times that I would have this great idea and then that little voice would jump into my brain and tell me every reason why.
Why you shouldn't do it.
100%. That's what I wrote, why I shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
That is the exact voice you can ask to take a fucking seat. Get clear in your mind about the situation at hand and write it down. When that thought or fear pops up, it's a perfect opportunity for you to laugh at it and find the humor in the ego. Laughing will alter your state. It's our job to see the insanity. This will help us detach from our old programming, especially once we start to acknowledge it.
So, like, what kind of laughing are we doing? Are we going,
oh my God, I love it. Yeah, you can decide. But it's like, first of all, if we actually take a second and go, okay, what is that thought? Like, where is it coming from? Why did it even pop up? And you just notice it first. That's like the first step to changing and altering your fucking fear.
Anything is acknowledging.
And also understanding it's actually perfect because we just did our topic on ego, and ego is part of fear. It's just your ego mind wants to allow fear to roll in like a crazy mofo. Rolling like the river. Okay, do you want to read this? If you can read my writing.
Shoot.
This is basically the steps now of what to do when that creepy fucking fuckery drops into the brain. This is what you do. These are the action steps.
Step 1, write down your fear. What is it? Not having enough money, or the body you want, or losing your job, your spouse being unfaithful. You can keep this private or tell someone you feel connected
to.
It's
my writing.
or tell someone you feel connected to. When you put it out there, you're outing your ego, and it's very powerful. Oh, cool.
It's so dope.
It kind of is, because I mean, if you sit there and you laugh at it, it's almost like a game.
Yes.
It's like you acknowledge it, and you're like, okay, it's fucking with me again.
Here it is.
He's a liar.
Yes.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Exactly, and that's the biggest thing, is not giving it energy and not giving any space to it and going, oh, let me fucking dissect this. And when you write it down, you actually get so clear with it. Half the time, like if I'm struggling with anything in my life, I'll just put my pen to my paper and I'll just like write about it. And then all of a sudden I'm just like, holy fuck, this actually has nothing to do with what I was even upset about or worried about. This is like deep rooted shit. Mm-hmm. Okay, so outing your ego is super powerful. Number 2, identify all of the reasons why your fear is nuts. Your fear is nuts. Psycho. It's insane. It is not real, and it isn't you, and don't attach to it. Let's use an example. Say your fear is losing your job. Look at it and say, okay, well, I have no signs of losing my job. I have a lot of security. I feel good about myself. I do a good job at work. This is not the worst time for my company. Start to see all the reasons why this is an insane idea. Pinpoint them. Like word for word, pinpoint the idea. So here you take the fear is I'm going to lose my job. Then go through the steps of how you are not going to lose your job and the truth, not the fucking lie.
Right.
And that could be in fear, or sorry, not in fear, in with a relationship or with your body. Pinpoint the things that you love about your body. Okay? And start to laugh. This is the best way of releasing fear. Then you can go.
Our job is to recognize the fear story and reframe that script so that we can start to tell a new story. Our job is to let go of that old story and let the universe write a new one for us. But first, we just need to laugh at the tiny
mad idea.
That tiny mad idea. Bonus!
Step number 3. Out your ego to a friend. This is an amazing exercise, is to call a friend and say, okay, I'm going to out my ego. So I'm going to call up Tiffany and be like, girl, I need you to freaking help me with something. And I'm ready to like out this fucking ego and this fear. I need you to keep reading because my eyes are going awesome.
I'm going press that.
Yeah.
Okay. It is totally insane. We can laugh about it and your friend can help you get there. Gabby often gets on the phone with a friend and says, can you just see how freaking insane that is? And together we laugh. It's fun and it works fast and it feels good. The spiritual solution is always there for you. Another tip that I do is acknowledge the thought and I say, thank you for coming up. I no longer wish to think this way. And I'm ready to release this thought. Cancel, clear, delete.
Then I reach for a new thinking thought.
There you go.
Something that I want to touch base on is I went to a Reiki session, and this wasn't with Nikki. This was in Maple Ridge, and it was with a woman named Pat. Sweetest, kindest, most delicate, angelic being. Like, next level. And I was struggling at the time with fear-based thoughts, and it was more to do with, like, relationship stuff. I was always in fear of somebody, like, cheating on me, in fear of, like, the person lying. Like, I was so fear-based, constantly, weekly, daily, living with this, like, feeling. And then she taught me that technique, and she said, okay, let the thought come into your brain, and then think about it, and then you say, okay, I don't want to think this way anymore. And then I would go cancel, clear, delete. And it was awesome.
Deluctia Jai.
Computer G, Deluctia Jai. It's like, picture that thought. And actually, Lisa does this. She's like, put it in your brain. So imagine that thought or a fear in your brain, and then remove it out of your brain. And what are you without that thought? Free.
Mm. And it's free.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Yes. So I would like to know, Miss TT, somewhere in your life that fear has crept in. Any situation, any type of thing, if there's anything that comes to mind.
The newest thing.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm going to tell you my story.
Please do. Hey, are you guys ready? Tiffany's going to tell us a story. I love story time.
Story time. Today, as early as today, this came to me. I posted on my story that I went to the driving range by myself. To me, it was almost like going to the movies by myself. I don't often, it was the first time I'd ever done that.
Okay.
But I had time to kill in between certain things, and I'm like, I'm just going to go to the driving range. I put my gloves in my car just in case, and I even put right-handed gloves in there for you too. Yeah.
You just forgot to message me.
Well, it was like, I didn't know if I was going, and
it was forever?
I just put them in there like the other day.
Thank you, girl.
Yes. So, I got a lot of like really cool, positive feedback on it, and one of my Instagram friends I went to elementary school with and high school with, and he one of the things he said that was so profound was that he used to go golfing and he doesn't anymore, and it reminds him of his dad, and his dad's now deceased. And I said, I'm so sorry to hear about your dad. But
he's standing right behind you.
Yeah. But he had stopped golfing, and he kind of shared that he'd be fearful of going because he's not good. I'm like, oh, well, that's not even the game. Who gives a shit if you're good? Everybody's shitty, just so you know. And so the conversation got going. Now, 2 years ago, we had our 20-year high school reunion. And with a panel of 6, with myself included, we put together the most kick-ass 20-year high school reunion.
Ooh, sounds awesome.
A lot of people showed up. And it was like a lot of people were not going to show up. But the message that we gave was to get, like, what was it that was stopping you? And it was a lot of people was just, like, still tied up in, like, how they were treated by certain people in high school. So we nipped that in the bud, and it's like, no, we have something to celebrate. Like, we grew up together. You grew up together.
The fear and the ego.
Yeah. So these people came, and anyways, it was just next level. It was so fun. And so I said to him, well, would you go golf? And he's like, we should go golfing sometime.
Aw, that's so, what a beautiful,
I know.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So I said, well, why don't we put it in our grad page and see if anybody else wants to join? And he's like, well, I can't do that. People will unfriend me. I'm like, what? Pardon? Fuck them.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Why would they unfriend him?
He's like, no one would come. I'm like, Tyler, I'm going to post it then, and I'm going to say me and you were talking about it.
Not saying any names or anything.
Sorry. Anyways.
I love this.
So I did it, and so what was being displayed was helping him with his fear of being rejected and putting it out there. Anyways, we put it out there, and the response was like next level. Anyways, of course, just saying, people love the idea, and they actually want to go for beer after. So yeah.
And this is the part of taking the leap of faith, and Tiffany just saying, do it anyways, because
be honest.
What's the worst that's going to happen is people are going to get together, hang out, and have a blast.
Yeah.
And the ones that were in fear, that won't want to show up, they just won't come.
Exactly.
But it's like, if you didn't give that opportunity, you're not able to see what's on the other side of fear, and there's magic over there. And it's like, even in life, about dating, this is a great example for me. There's been a lot of fear in dating because I haven't done it before. Like,
poor thing.
I was together for so many years.
To be honest, I haven't either.
Yeah. So there's like a lot of fear that I've placed in the brain, and I've just removed it because I'm like, even if you go on a date, or if you hang out with somebody, or you hang out with a male of somebody of the opposite sex, be in the moment, experience it.
Does it have to be the opposite sex?
Well, it doesn't. No, I'm just saying for
you.
Me. But not, it could be, that's a great point. It could be of the same gender. It doesn't matter, of course. Love is love. So, good point. I'm glad you brought that up. So, yeah, I'm just like, it's a new world for me, but if I don't face fears or get uncomfortable, I'm just going to stay in this comfort zone. And when you rip off the fucking Band-Aid, there's magic that can happen on the other side. And by staying small and scared, and that monkey brain of fear and letting it just take over is going to keep me in this place of transparency of like, oh, you know what? This is fine. I'm happy with my life. There's not going to be adventure. There's not going to be surprises. I'm not showing up to the universe to say, hey, show me a new path. Even changing your grocery store, or even going on a hike. Doing something different really sits uncomfortably with people. And perfect example, though, Tiffany did something different. She went by herself, and she ended up seeing her friend. And it's, if you wouldn't have done that.
I didn't see no. I didn't see anybody, but it was
because you went alone. Right. And you posted that thing in that moment.
Right.
You ended up reaching out to somebody else.
Well, my thing is, okay, so what his would be is putting himself out there and also he's moving away. So it's like, moving, starting fresh, celebrating that within its own. Yeah. Mine was getting over the fear of like doing something by myself.
And what do you think was coming up for you? Like, just curious. Was it because of...
I've never done it before. That's all. Just never done it before.
So you're like, okay, I'm just going to go to this new experience, and you fucking did it.
Yeah. And now it's like, the next thing for me is to go do a 9-hole by myself.
Ooh, I love that.
And
it's like being with yourself and in your own in your own company.
I'm reading some insane books right now on Audible, and I could listen to this shit over a whole fucking game.
There you go.
Yes, by myself, and I'll have to...
solitude is the brand new freaking, like, 2021.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you'd want to call it. Like, it's just what you need to do. It's when you get quiet with yourself, you love yourself more. You get answers. When we're always pushing ourselves and pushing our limits to, like, be with other people, in other people's energy, we're just getting convoluted in, like, all this sort of...
Convoluted.
Oh my God! I didn't even mean to say that. Now you have to share it. Dolores is here. Holy crap. That's Dolores' book, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's share the story of what happened earlier and your experience outside.
Okay.
This is exciting. Oh my gosh. You guys, wait till you hear this.
Okay, so I started reading one of Dolores' books.
This is who we talked about
Dolores,
on the last...
what was her last name again?
Cannon. Dolores Cannon, our grandmother. She's next level. Amazing.
Oh. I dropped the mic.
Oh, and the light just went... I love this shit.
I'm just not even surprised at this point.
I'm just so glad that
I'm sweating.
So am I. Let's just take off her shirt and put her I have my bathing suit on underneath, by the way. Tiffany showed up and I was fully in Beach Barbie, so...
Yeah, you were Beach Barbie. It's so cute.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, I'm reading Dolores' book, and it's... Okay, I forget the name. I didn't know the name of the book. I just knew it was one of her first ones, and I'm so infatuated with her work.
Yes, as am I.
So, Yeah, and as I'm reading this book, I'm just like, I'm enthralled with the information that's in it. It's a lot of information and it's new information, but I can't get enough of it.
Awesome.
So, I don't know the name of this book, and I'm doing my lawn yesterday. I've only been like, I think a couple hours in this book. So I'm doing it on Audible. I'm not physically looking at it most of the time. It's just like I know what it looks like. The cover looks like. I'm like, okay,
press play.
Click play. Yeah.
Computer G, Deloclia Giant. Press play.
So as I'm mowing the lawn, I had been listening to the book, and I'm weed eating, and I'm doing all the things, and I'm just like in my thoughts. All I can think, this word keeps popping up, is convoluted. I'm like, okay, where is this word? Like, I'm in the middle of a thought, and all of a sudden it's like convoluted. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, I acknowledge convoluted.
You're like, I hear it loud and clear.
I hear it. Okay, I acknowledged it. Like, okay, bye. Go on, continue on. Convoluted. I'm like, what the fuck? So I actually didn't get a chance to look it up in the dictionary because I forgot what the word was by the time I was done my yard work, of course.
It's gone.
So here I am talking to Kristen about this book, and she's like, what's the name? And I haven't shared it with anybody about this book other than really Kristen, so I picked it up, and it's The Convoluted Universe! Convoluted Universe by Dolores Cannon. And here you said convoluted.
Right now.
Do we know what this word means?
I think should.
I'm on airplane mode.
Okay.
Let's just do this.
This is just...
I'm just kind of...
Okay.
We're at pause.
Here we go, guys. Convoluted. Meaning. Here we go, guys. Go for it.
Okay. The adjective, especially of an argument, story, or sentence, extremely complex and difficult to follow. So that's 1. 2 is technical.
Here, right here. Try another
one. Oh, let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah, very complicated and difficult to understand. Very complicated, difficult to understand. Formal, having many twists and curves. See the full definition for convoluted in the English Language Learner's Dictionary.
I think convoluted is just a meaning of you and I because we're very much twists and turns, and you never know
difficult to understand.
Well, we're not difficult to understand.
Having convolutions.
But you know what? This is going to come back to us because the fact that it just came up right now is super dope.
Again, super dope. And again, and
okay.
Again.
Back to fear and back to... Wow. That's so cool. Okay. I love... It's just... Signs and synchronicities show up all the time. When you start to become more aware, which I know a lot of our listeners are on their spiritual journeys and on their path, and I know some may be full-blown into it, and some may dabble just in a little bit and hear what we have to say. But wherever you are, it doesn't matter. You're in the perfect position, and you're in the perfect place. And when you get these signs and synchronicities, they're little drops from your team that are like, I'm here, and I'm supporting you, and I'm on the path. You're on the path. We're doing this together. In this last week, you guys, I haven't been able to sleep. It's like, we had the eclipse, we had the
You've been convoluted.
moon. I've been convoluted. I've been like, absolutely. I'm just like on another wave of whatever's going on. I'm just going with the flow, and I'm doing the best that I can with what's happening. But
I love it.
What I wanted to say is, what was it?
Fear.
No, the full moon.
Oh, you couldn't sleep. So.
And no, what else was it? It was it's retrograde. It's so many things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't sleeping, and I just went with it. I had a beautiful sleep finally last night. Thank you. And might as well share this. In the Medical Medium book, he talks a lot about angels, and he talks a lot about calling on certain angels. And right before I went to sleep, I was reading a post from the Medical Medium, and of course it was about sleep, and it said, ask the sleep angel to help you. So guess what I fucking did? I was like, sleep angel, help me. And I have been sleeping just fine.
You know what's really cute is you don't need to call on any angels specifically. They all hear you. They all hear you. So whatever one would best fit the needs of what you're calling upon will show up. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, no matter what situation you're in, the baby angels, the puppy angels,
anything,
the love angels.
So cool.
Yeah.
You know what I think we should share, because this popped into my mind, even though it's a little bit off topic, maybe not, is the Dolores canon, like what has come through for her with what I told you in the bathroom.
Oh, it's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy. I mean, I don't know.
Just about what we started as?
Well,
then we went through each thing.
Yeah, but it's also like...
I'm going to say it.
It's a revolutionary or evolutionary thing, and I feel like this topic can get really difficult because...
Why did I just say
there's a lot of different beliefs out there.
I know, and that's okay.
Yes.
Because this is just coming from Dolores. If they read the book or watched... I've sent so many people the video that I sent you.
Oh, yeah.
On Dolores, on fears, anxieties.
What was the feedback?
Amazing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good, because that was a really good video.
It was.
So I just play this shit while I'm doing my makeup or like I'm in the... Usually I don't play so much when the kids are in the car because...
They're probably like,
Mom, can we listen to music?
Yeah. Okay, it's really not a big deal what I'm going to say.
Yeah, go for it.
Are you comfortable?
100%. Bring it.
Okay, so Dolores Cannon, we did touch base a little bit on her last time, but I've watched more of her videos, and what she does is hypnotherapy. She's been doing it forever. She's passed now. I've talked about that as well. And she hypnotizes people, then they get into this trance, and she asks them questions, and she finds out things about...
It's past life regression.
There you go. Past life regression. So if you don't believe in any of this stuff, it's okay. If you do, cool. If you don't know about it, inquire about it and maybe do a little bit more research. I'm fascinated by her. Tiffany's fascinated.
I'm obsessed
by her. So I just wanted to share all the information that she's collected. She's then gone out and done YouTube videos and basically has been a speaker and gone like around the world, I guess. And she's written
multiple authors, like author of books, like
so many books.
I don't even know how many, to be honest, like dozens.
Totally. And when she would have her tickets go out and sell, she would like sell out because she's just so incredible. Anyhow, so what she's explained is that we all come from one creator, which is like, you call it source, you can call it God, you can call it universal energy, whatever it is that you'd like to call it. And basically, we're all just fragments of light that come down, and we start off as like wind. We start off as even being energy of a rock, an energy of the trees, and then we go to experience what each thing is: an ant, a dog, a cat, a horse. Like, we just continually go through the cycle up until we come to, like, in a body, into a shell. And then we basically go from this lifetime, and
which is hundreds of thousands of years of evolution.
Exactly.
And so it obviously doesn't happen overnight.
Totally. And we have multiple lives, is what she's expressed. And we come here to learn lessons. There's no right or wrong. All it is a lesson. And if we don't pass this lesson and we don't pass the level or pass whatever we had signed up for, because we all signed up for this, is what she says, you're coming back to do it again. And you can switch roles with other people. One can be the dad, one can be the baby, one can be whatever, and you're just back again. So whatever you're struggling with right now, let it be fear, let it be going in a new relationship, if it's finding a new job, whatever is going on in your life, take it with a grain of salt and know that it's a lesson. Maybe you're struggling with addiction. Maybe you're struggling with like unhappiness or stress or workaholism. This is your task and this is your lesson to get over and to pass. If you don't pass it in this lifetime, in this time, you're going to do it again. So maybe this can give a little bit of a nudge to whoever is struggling right now to go, I'm going to have a different perspective and I'm going to look at this differently. I'm not going to get lost in the emotion. It's never too late. There's people in their 70s that have learned the lessons that have taken them 70 years to learn.
Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt. This is Dolores's concept. It's pretty awesome. It sheds a lot of light. It takes a lot of that heaviness and pressure off of whatever you're going through in this time. Like, it can be really heavy. We can get lost in emotion and like just
in the fear of it all. But the what damages us as humankind with fear is fear gives you a perspective of having to withhold and have control. And you do other things to take control in your life by holding other people down because you feel out of control.
Love it.
And this is where the human race has gone wrong. Sorry, guys. It's ingrained so long, like from the beginning of human time, very close to the beginning of time for us that this started, and it's always if you want to learn more about that, listen to or read the book that I'm reading. The Universal or
because it basically, Tiff.
Is it the Convoluted Universe?
What you were sharing with me earlier was so powerful because it's basically like we got off track of what the original plan is.
That's right.
Of sharing and light and love. Like free will.
Yeah.
Nobody's meant to be held down. Nobody's meant to be told what to do. Like we're meant to be free spirits and just love our life. And yes, of course, you got to deal with shit. It's not just, oh, I'm floating, love and light, whatever. But we make it way harder than it really needs to be. Like we put so much pressure on other people.
Yeah, absolutely. We blame others for the way we feel. We let fear get in the way of, living a fulfilling life.
You're right.
It comes down to even like humans that I see humans like I'm a fucking alien, but
no, I like this language. This is my language, girl.
I know, it's so
funny. This is the best. I'm like loving this.
But we have other mankind who use tactics like fear to gain control of the masses.
Yes, to keep everybody under control.
And you know what? This has been happening for hundreds and thousands of years, and it is a broken record, and it's exactly what's happening right now with COVID. It's exactly what's happening. This is even in like a few generations that are still alive have seen this happen within different countries.
Yes.
So this has been going on generations and generations, like hundreds of years. Like you're going back so far. Like it's hard to think. It's hard to think that this is what's been going on and what we were really designed for. And we were designed to be enlightened. But in the humankind, in the way that we are, we get too comfortable when things are good, and we like to find a way to ruffle things up and find bad in things, or find a way to be destructive or whatever. Like it's our ego that gets in the way. So that's why we just need to. Our ego is so powerful, but it's for the wrong good. It's not
for the wrong reason.
For the wrong reasons. It doesn't enlighten us.
It does have its role.
It does. But it is humankind. What's happening? We're living life based on fear. So it's making us want to have control in other ways.
Yeah.
That and now if you're not being aware and present in what you're fearful of, it's a trickle effect of different behaviors throughout the rest of your life.
Yes. And then it gets passed down to the kids And it gets passed on. It's a cycle that
Yeah,
just never stops.
it is a cycle, and it actually goes like from my mother and her thoughts go into my thoughts, not because
I wanted them.
I wanted them. They're like, it's like biologically.
It's like fucking encryption of just like, but she raised you, so she instilled so much of what
it was in
her.
I was born in her belly, so like all the energy is just naturally put into the baby, into say me, and then so I'm dealing with things that's not even mine.
Yeah.
And through counseling and stuff, I'm dealing with things that's hers and my grandma's and my grandpa's and their parents. And I'm like, fuck, this isn't even my shit.
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
And it's cool because you signed up to come into this lifetime as well as I did to be the cycle breaker and then to change it, to stop it so it doesn't go down to your kids and it doesn't go down to Cassius. And like the cycles that I've broke already of just at 34
next level,
I was like, this is fucking cool. This is dope. I knew I signed up to learn lessons quick, fast, and I knew that I came to learn these lessons and I needed somebody to be able to be hard on me so that I would get to this place where I was like, oh,
and like
that's why.
And this is when it comes into free will.
Free will.
So when we're in fear, we try to have control over other people. Now, in a lot of people could be asking if this higher power was that powerful. Why don't they just make things right? Why don't they just come and just help us and turn things around? But the thing is that would be still forcing something to happen. And when you're forcing something to happen that's in an egotistical like mindset, like platform in the way of taking action, and that has been time and time again been played out and shown time and time again, it doesn't work. And that's why we need to keep our free will in the way that we are living our lives so that we can choose whether or not we're going to be enlightened. Because in a communist country, you're basically going to get deemed if you think your own way. You're going to get reprimanded in one way or another. And we're trying, like, we need to wake the fuck up, guys, because this is what's happening. We're moving towards that way in the US and Canada, unfortunately. And if you can't see that, then do your research. Learn some history. Learn a little bit about what's happened over the course of a couple thousand years. And see that this is just another broken record.
And what happens is, I do understand people are fearful and they don't ever want to think that way. And then what they do is they go, oh no, that's not true. They would never do that.
No.
But
the idea is to learn and be enlightened. Learn and step out of the fear. And it's okay if you have an opinion.
You're allowed to.
It's fine. And we gotta unwrap those issues that we have when we take it so personally. It doesn't need to be taken personally. You don't need to lose your shit because someone has something to say. It can be a diplomatic conversation.
And it's okay.
I'm diplomatic with my counselor all the time.
Oh, are you?
Oh,
Give me an example.
Oh, wow.
I love this shit.
I could never take personally what my counselor says to me when she's putting me in my place.
Right.
And same thing like with you, or even like certain friends and certain family members. Like I can do this with my son, and I can apologize in the same sentence and like retract or own it, or you know what I mean, like whatever it is. Something that we never leave each other's space angry at each other.
Yeah, that's good.
It just doesn't happen.
There's no need for it.
And it doesn't serve us anything. And
that's awesome.
My daughter's learning this now, and she's leaving angry. She's just young and
she's going through like pissed off.
Yeah, she's just mad. So I'm like, we're just working hard turning
that's awesome. And I'll tell you guys,
some things are working. I'm not gonna lie.
Totally. And you know, sometimes, guys, no, all of the time, what anger is the second feeling. The first is sad, and it is being with sadness, and your feelings are hurt. So the more we are allowed to be with sadness, the less angry people we'll have in the world. So the more that we teach our children that it's okay to cry and to feel your feelings, it will stop there. But we have suppressed and been taught that we don't need to cry and show emotion and to suppress. So then what's the second thing that's going to come up is fear. Because we're fucking pissed off. Because pissed off is easier to feel than sadness. Because sadness has been suppressed and told that you don't cry. And especially for boys, don't cry. And that's the furthest thing.
Yeah, we're actually not really taught how to feel the feels,
That's
all
right.
the feelings. And that's something that's almost should be taught in school.
Yeah.
I know I see a significant difference with my children from the way that I was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it's a totally different thing. Like
it's night and day.
We're raising like these amazing little humans that like we're gonna have to really strategize in how we deal with them, because they're gonna be ways that we never understood or learned or
exactly. They're just not dealing with a lot of the same things that we had to deal with. So it's super cool. They're already like on another level, and it's just a lot easier to guide them. And I always say, like, your children are equal to you, and you're just guiding them. They came here and they chose to be here, and they chose you. So it's like it's quite interesting.
A quick tip that I have been doing with my daughter recently, because she's, at this interesting age where everything's dramatic and she can get very angry and frustrated, and that's totally fine. But a tool that is so helpful to get through with both of you is, for one, making sure your ego isn't in the way and like reacting with like anger or frustration, is actually mirroring. So mirror the child. And you do this with other people too, like your siblings or family members, and sometimes you get so frustrated when you're dealing with somebody with the same problems over and over again. Yeah. But when you mirror, it's basically looks like something like this. Kristen, I know you're upset, and I understand you're upset. And it's okay to be upset. Let's talk about why you're upset.
And what that just did for me was made me feel acknowledged, heard, and safe. Yeah. Because you're holding space for me.
Exactly. Yeah. And when you feel those three things, heard, acknowledged, and safe, you are at your highest good. That's where you can operate the best, and when you can start seeing things clearly. Yeah. When you're always in a state of fear, like I was when I was a child. This is so sad. This is something that I learned about myself through therapy, but I had moved so many times. Yeah. And God bless my mother. She did her best. Absolutely. No. Yeah. So I changed 9 different elementary schools. Wow. 9. So every time, and we moved from the States to Canada without my father, who I was super close with. Yeah, and just always moving and, just trying to figure life out. It was very traumatic for me as a child. Not knowing it was traumatic, but what happened was, me as a child, I suppressed those feelings, and I had a really hard time learning in school because I was never feeling safe. Oh, yeah. I never felt acknowledged, and I never felt like I was heard. So I would daydream into a place that made me feel that way. Yeah. And I was known as a daydreamer.
That makes sense.
Yes. And even in high school, I didn't feel acknowledged, heard, or safe. Same thing. I thought I had a learning disability. Wow. I thought I was dumb. I thought I was like stupid.
No, it's just you never allowed yourself even to get comfortable, safe,
I didn't even
attached.
I had no idea.
That was your coping mechanism because you never were in the same environment. So for you to get close to another person wasn't even a thing.
No.
How could you?
I know. Wow. And so when I went back to school, I went to beauty school after high school, and I was so fucking scared because I'm so shitty at school, and we're learning anatomy.
So you had that preconceived notion that you aren't able to learn.
Yes.
You're a daydreamer and you're dumb.
But when I went in and started school again, I felt acknowledged, heard, and safe. Wow. And I'm telling you, it was one of the top of my class. Wow. because I was so enthralled in what we were learning, and I loved every single bit of it. And yeah, I totally like came out with the high
That's
A.
amazing.
Right?
Good job.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like life is always happening for us. I can't even get that out of my brain because I watch it. I sit back so many times. I'm like, oh, that was why. Okay, thanks. I get it now.
Yeah.
And I don't react anymore to situations. Like, I just feel my feelings. I go through my motions, and I'm like, okay, that happened for me. It was a redirection. Wasn't meant to be. Meh.
You know what, guys? If you haven't done this series of things to get you past these hard thoughts and feelings that you're going through, and I know it might sound fucking corny and kooky and shit, but it is a legitimate checklist to get through these moments. Acknowledge that it's happening, because you can't do anything until you know it, right? And then you sit with it, feel it wherever you're feeling it in the body. Don't try to understand it.
No, just feel it.
Give yourself permission to be there in that moment, and then wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
You will be acknowledged, heard, and feel safe because it's you that's making this decision.
Yeah.
Galak dia jai.
Get it out.
The thought is gone.
Yes,
and you're moved on.
And then write it down. If you're still stuck, the next step is going to be writing it down. Writing does so much for me to get it out. And then the third one is going to be talk to a friend and work through it with a friend or someone you trust or one of us.
If you don't have a friend, I know like some people don't feel like they have anybody. Okay, we're literally putting ourselves out there for you. Like, you can definitely talk to us. But also,
I was going to say something too.
Get a counselor.
Well, this is something that I haven't shared. So I do talk therapy with clients. I have not put myself out there at all. I have not posted it on my Instagram, my stories, because I don't have a lot of room in my schedule. But I am going to be accepting like 1 or 2 more clients. So I will be
Kristen!
So I love this kind of stuff. I love helping people, and it's not even just about talk therapy, about spirituality, about, overcoming relationship issues, image problems. If you want to, do something in fashion, it doesn't matter. Like, any area of your life is a strong suit of mine. I've just been through so many different things, and I love helping others.
Well, you actually have a real knack for it too, though. Like, you're very good at making people feel heard because you're always so inquisitive and you've always been full of questions. Yeah. And people love to uncover who they are and talk about themselves a little bit. And I think that's a really good way to get to know yourself.
Yeah.
When you're...
And it's in a safe place.
Yeah. You've just always been so good at that. Like, I know people feel really comfortable when they talk to you.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, okay, I just met this person at
and now I know everything
the grocery store, and they've just told me this, and then they're walking away like, holy shit, like, okay, I'm going to go tackle this task.
Yeah.
And I just like to drop seeds, plant seeds, and if you take it, awesome. If you don't, no judgment. But yeah, I love doing that. It's in all areas, whether it's about nutrition, vitamins, anything. You just
have a really good way of breaking things down. So
thank you.
Good job for putting that on the podcast, Kristen.
I was like, you know what, I'm going to throw it out there because it's time.
Well,
it's just divine time.
This is a beautiful platform to share what we do, but that is not what our intentions were when we started it, and that's why we just don't really talk too much about outside of what we like at the podcast and what we do. We treat it as a completely separate thing.
Yes.
But moving forward, I do feel I see us talking about our services more, and we're going to be sponsoring ourselves.
And we're also have had a few people reach out. So
yes,
we'll wait to share.
There's so much going on behind the scenes, you guys. It's
so cool.
It's lighting us up. It's fucking lighting us up, and we're just so excited to
share.
Yeah, and it's gonna take time, and we have a strategy and how this is all gonna go, and it takes a lot of patience. Look at the light brightened up
It did again. So I'm going to pull a card, you guys. We love you all and your support and following us, listening to us. It's really magical how this is growing and it's just naturally unfolding. So thank you all for joining us and being present with us and listening to our banter and our wild, crazy ways. Oh, that one wanted to come. Okay, give us a card for the collective, please. Oh, that's okay.
I thought,
Did I knock it?
well, I just assumed that you did it, but I don't remember.
Okay, give us a card.
Come on.
Oh,
Got two.
Okay. Protection. Call back your power. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. Don't dim to fit in, bitches. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Guys,
Wow.
don't do that. That's huge.
That's huge.
Because you know what? We talked about Dolores.
Yeah.
And that was going out on a limb
Yeah.
to share her knowledge.
Yes.
We're not dimming to fit in.
No, we're
it's not about
certainly
fitting in.
not.
We are standing here.
And look at what's right there.
Oh my. Eye. Third eye. That's beautiful. I love it.
All
Thank
right.
you guys for tuning into Raw Babes 101.
Love you guys. Whoop, whoop. Wow. Good timing.
That was perfect timing.
It was really good timing.
Look at the cards, my beautiful angels.
Can we do a quick, talk about these?
This way.
So, maybe, from the book, I feel like, let's get into, what these cards
Are you trying to
really
read it?
mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. If you're called to do it,
Yeah.
I'm all don't dim to fit in. Yeah, you know what? For so many years, I just kept myself, and I know Tiffany's the exact same, kept myself small, my choice. No blame to anyone else. Yeah. Because it was just what I knew. And as you peel back the layers, the trauma, the inner child, all these types of things, you get to a place where you finally have accepted yourself for who you are and what you're about, and you just don't give a shit anymore. In a kind way.
Yeah.
I love everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I accept everybody for where they're at and their journey. I don't judge them. I'm just confident and happy with where I'm at, and I want to share. We want to share our knowledge. And when you're dimming your light and you're not speaking your truth to say what you really want to say, that's just fear. That's fear holding you in, and it's not letting you express, and then it's causing so many throat chakra things and problems. I'm open it up, speak your truth, do not dim your light. It feels terrible. You don't need to play small. You are here for this time around. Fucking play the game. Play the game. Pass the levels.
Good luck to you, Dre.
Do it.
Good luck.
We love you all.
Okay.
Don't dim to fit in. Protection's right there. So go with that first. They found it. 104.
Okay.
104. Let's hear it, girl.
Okay, protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. You're being called to protect your energy and call back your power. May all lost pieces return home now. That's giving back other people's shit that's not yours. Right?
Can you read that?
May all lost pieces return home now.
Okay, so let's just call it back in. May all lost pieces
Return home now. Or even lost pieces within you and
That's
thoughts.
right. Exactly.
Because we sit with thoughts and other people's energy, we need to learn to cut the cords and send it back to its original owner.
Exactly.
And if you don't know who it is, just throw it out there and you just know it's not yours.
I do it all the time.
Yeah. Take a look at who and what drains your energy. Do not keep your tabs open. Shut down energetically each night. It's called a recharge. That's why we want to sleep. And when we let these things go and we get into our realm sleep, our
subconscious?
No, the fluid in our brain.
I don't know.
There's a fluid in our brain that does its job while we're sleeping, and it's literally filtering out things that don't matter to us.
Okay.
So when we hang on to things that matter to us, like the fear of something or of judgment or whatever, you'll have fucked up dreams about it, and you're now storing it into your subconscious. So you're waking up now with a completely new belief.
Just you gotta, and you gotta let it go. Actually, quick fun fact, what dreams are meant for, dreams are meant to heal you of what you're not healing during the day because you're too busy. So when you have a nightmare or you have a dream of like somebody, like you can have a dream of your partner cheating on you. You can have a dream of somebody passing. You could have a dream that you're being chased after. It's instilling the feelings that you're not feeling during daylight, and you're having them at nighttime. When you're sleeping.
That's
so
interesting.
You. Yeah. Medical Medium has a whole chapter on sleep and dreams. Check it out, you guys. It will rock your freaking socks off. It's dope. Like, I was like, that makes so much sense. Because you're so busy, you're not feeling those, you know, when we sit with Lisa and we start to feel our feelings, they come up and we let go. Yeah. Our dreams are actually making us do that. We have no choice.
Oh,
so then when you wake up in fear and you're in a sweat and you're like, your body's feeling the feeling.
Yeah. I can. That would relate a lot to like anxiety, even. Because anxiety is just something.
It's just
stuff that you haven't dealt with.
Yes, it's like suppressed energy that you just keep letting circle around instead of feeling it and letting it go.
Okay, energetic cords are formed between people, places, objects, and events. So it's important to keep checking in. Your energy and energetic space are sacred, so treat them as such. Keep your energy clear. Keeping your energy clear takes work. As we go through life, we can give away our power. So it is important that we call it back by cutting energetic cords or doing a form of healing known as soul retrieval. You can think of a traumatic event, relationships, or soul memory that you're being called your power from. Whoa, that was a question. Can you think of a traumatic event, relationship, or soul memory that you're being called back your power from? Check into your body and now see what chakra feels like it needs to be a bit of an energetic cleanup.
Awesome.
Yeah. So feel it in your body. When we say feel the feelings, see where is it that is like stuck, and understand where that chakra is and what you can do to help release that from your body.
So some people don't, like they've said to me a lot of times, they're like, well, I don't know what a feeling is and how to find it and how to feel it. The best way to describe this is this. You've just been told that your boyfriend or girlfriend cheated on you. That's the feeling. That's one type of feeling. That fiery feeling. And what do? We think about the situation. The thinking mind avoids the feeling in the body. So you turn off the thinking mind and focus on that fiery feeling in your body. That is the way to discover the feeling, to feel it, to release it. It's
so good, Kristen. Good job.
Thanks. It's a lot from Lisa, but
but
it's still, that's just what you got to do. It's awesome.
Found don't dim to fit in.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one.
Don't dim your light to accommodate somebody else's smallness. We're born to shine big and bright. The universe is expanding and you're part of the universe. So expanding is part of your nature. If someone makes you want to retract, notice and slowly back away. They are not for you and you are not for them.
Exactly.
Better yet, find it within yourself to expand and shine your light anyway.
Exactly.
Flowers don't open and close according to who's walking by.
How amazing is that?
That's cool.
They fucking stay open and they are bloom and they're like, smell me.
Fucking love that.
Me too.
They open and show their beauty regardless. If others don't want to be around you or you make them uncomfortable, it's because you're shining light on the fact that they are dimming it to fit in.
Exactly.
By choosing to shine bright, you may just inspire them to turn their light on too. Or not.
Truth.
Keep your light on anyways. All relationships are essentially an energetic agreement. The moment the one person decides to start rising and allowing their light to shine, it changes the energetic agreement and can create some waves. Yep. Oh, I could tell you stories. It's like if you're say you're overweight and you decide to make a lifestyle change and you lose all this weight, guess what?
What?
You're going to lose some friends.
Yep.
You're going to lose some friends.
Or your partner may want to self-sabotage you without even knowing that they're trying to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because they're uncomfortable with the change and they're threatened now because your light is fucking shining brighter.
Yeah.
Exactly. Dilakli Ajay. Mic drop.
The relationships that are meant to last will adapt to the energy, the change in the energy. Others won't because they were likely born under the proviso of I love you as long as you don't shine brighter than me. Yep. That's okay.
It's not okay.
Not all people are meant to be in your life forever, but the lessons that they teach us can still live on.
Exactly. Is there more? What does it say?
No.
Hold the card?
No.
Work your light inquiry. So how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? I see this happen so many times in relationships, and when one of their partners gets their hair done, gets a boob job, works out, eats right, goes out with their friends, the other partner's threatened, and then the other partner is like, this is change, this is uncomfortable, I want to grab onto you, and I don't like it. Cheer each other on. You have friends, you have freaking family members, everybody gets to win. There's enough around in this world, there's enough money, there's enough everything. Please cheer, please clap for others.
Even if you don't want to.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it anyways. Actually, even if it's like something you don't want to do and you do it anyways, you're actually changing the feeling of like just getting uncomfortable.
Yes.
This is something that I did because I found at one point in my life I was like super judgy and I'm like, look at that bitch. Who the fuck does she think she is? And then
it's because you really like wanting to do it.
Yes. So what I did to break that cycle is I started complimenting people even though I didn't want to. And I started seeing a change in people's reactions. And then I started changing and I started opening my eyes a little bit like, oh, this is actually turning to be something that's not so bad. And it's good for me because now I'm not jealous and I'm not thinking negative thoughts about somebody. Exactly. Now I'm just going, woo woo!
Yeah, it's like, get it, girl, get it, guy, go and win. Like, there's enough for everybody to win. And it's like, I read a post actually today, and somebody said, if you don't like something about another, or you don't like what I'm saying, or like you're irked about something, let them go. Let them do them. You don't need to like it or condone it. Just don't put any negative energy to it.
Just worry about you.
Yeah. Just go, you know what? It's not my business. Like what another person thinks of me. It's not.
No.
It's just my business what I think of me.
Just worry about you.
Yes.
You're the most important.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you, everybody.
This was a great episode.
It was awesome.
Yeah. All these high fives.
I know. It's just because it's like I share the energy and the passion and the love.
It's great.
Where is the love? And also, home is Toronto. It isn't my home, but I'm sending all freaking Toronto people like next level energy, so their shit changes because you guys are going through a lot over there.
Still,
everything is, So lots of love and light.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Cut it out.
Love you.